Welcome back to The Explainer. Today we're tackling something that's a huge headache for any IT team out there. Just too much information. We're going to look at how you can go from a total knowledge crisis to what's essentially a command center.
All right, so let's get right into it. We're starting with a problem that, if you're in IT or ops, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The source material we're looking at calls it the IT knowledge crisis, and yeah, that name feels pretty accurate. It's just this constant weight slowing everything down.
And it really boils down to this one question. It seems simple on the surface, but when you dig in, the answer uncovers this deep well of frustration and inefficiency that just grinds teams down day after day. So, what's the real problem here? At its heart, it's that all the critical info you need, especially when something's on fire, is scattered to the four winds. It's buried in some document nobody's updated, it's locked away in a tool you barely use, or it's stuck in a completely different system. I mean, just imagine trying to find that one right answer when the system is down. It's an absolute nightmare, right? And all of that chaos leads to the state of what you could call disconnected knowledge. Your teams are just constantly fighting to get their hands on information that's actually up to date and accurate. And of course, they need it most when the pressure is on, like during a big security incident or a massive system update. So what happens because of all that? Well, the most direct result is a support load that just keeps growing and growing. Your best people, your most skilled IT and ops experts, they end up buried under this avalanche of the same questions over and over again from inside the company, from customers, you name it. And that doesn't just drive up costs, it creates a massive bottleneck that slows everyone down. And the end game here? It's just this state of constant grinding inefficiency. Teams are stuck using manual workflows, clunky processes, and look, it's not just about delays or silly mistakes that could have been avoided. The real killer is that it completely stifles innovation. How can anyone think about the big picture when they're spending all day just trying to find an answer?
Okay, so how do you get out of this mess? Well, let's talk about the solution that's presented in our source material. It's a platform called Botza.
So what is Botza? Well, to put it simply, it's designed to take all of that static, kind of dead knowledge, your standard operating procedures, your runbooks, all those old support tickets, and bring it to life. It transforms it into these dynamic AI assistants that can actually understand what you're asking and give you a complex answer, like right now. Okay, that's the big idea, but now let's get specific. How does this actually work for IT and operations teams? Because this is where it stops being just a cool concept and becomes a really powerful tool for the folks who are actually on the front lines. For an IT team, Botza is basically like having this centralized assistant that's always on. What does that mean in practice? It means you get instant access to those complicated runbooks for your day-to-day tasks. It means you get immediate step-by-step instructions when a critical incident pops off. And maybe most importantly, you finally have one single source of truth for all your system documentation. And here's what that looks like in the real world. No more digging through some ancient portal or a messy shared drive. An engineer can just ask a straight-up question, what are the steps to fix this network outage? And boom, they get a direct, actionable answer right then and there, 24/7. And when we look at the data on who's actually using this stuff, you can see it's pretty spread out across the whole company. But check this out. A solid 14% of all usage is from IT and operations. That tells you something, right? It really proves how valuable this is in a field where the pressure is always on. All right, so let's peek under the hood for a second and see what makes this whole thing tick. First things first, how does it get the information? The platform securely plugs into all those scattered sources we were talking about before. It's kind of like a super smart vacuum cleaner, just sucking up everything. Documents, portal content, system data, and then neatly organizing it into one central intelligent place. Okay, so once the knowledge is in one place, you've got the bot builder. And this is key. It's a super user-friendly, no-code tool. This means the IT teams themselves, the people who actually know the work, can build and launch their own AI assistants without writing a single line of code. You could spin one up for incident response, another for onboarding new hires, whatever you need. And finally, and this is so important for any real business, it comes with a whole suite of analytics and governance tools. Why does that matter? Because it means you can actually see how your bots are doing. You can measure their performance, see the most common questions people are asking, and critically, maintain total security and control over all your data.
It's not some mysterious black box. It's a system you can actually manage and understand. So let's bring this all together. The really crucial point is how all these features create a true enterprise-level advantage. We're not just talking about a neat little tool here. This is a system that's built from the ground up for scale and, most importantly, for trust.
And it's not just theoretical. The platform is already proven to work at that scale. We're talking about more than 120 active enterprise deployments running right now. That says a lot, you know? It shows it's reliable and that it's being adopted in some really demanding places.
And yeah, it's enterprise ready through and through. What does that actually mean? It means you're getting AI that's specifically trained on your world, your domain. It means the whole thing is built on an infrastructure that's ready for compliance and security audits, and it means the pricing is flexible and modular so it can grow with you. It's a system that adapts to your business, not the other way around. There's this quote from the material that just nails it, really. It perfectly sums up the whole point. It's all about giving organizations the power to deploy AI they can actually trust, right now, in those moments when speed and accuracy aren't just nice-to-haves, they're everything. So I'll leave you with this question to think about. What could your IT and ops teams get done if they could just stop searching? What if they could take all that time they waste hunting for answers and point all that brainpower towards solving the big problems, the ones that actually matter?